everyone, welcome to Thoughts and Treasures. It's Connie. I hope you all had an amazing day and welcome to my craft room. Tonight we are going to be working on this little cutie. This is part of our last live sale that we did. If you guys are not familiar with my live sales, I do them every Sunday, and this was our last, I think it was in the last one if I'm not correct, but it is on my website, thoughtsandtreasures.com, if you want to check it out. However, do keep in mind that my website is not set up for taking orders. It's just more like a catalog kind of thing. So if you want to order, just message me and I'd be more than happy to help you out. But we're going to work on this little guy tonight. This is, like I said, a wood kit that I cut out. I don't know what it's called. We'll just call it the chicken board, welcome board, whatever. You just name it. But we're going to get this done. So I'm going to take these pieces off. I have decided that what I'm going to do is I'm going to chippy this back part. I'm not really a crackle fan, so I'm going to do the chippy. And you guys don't know, if you've never bought a kit from me, there is masking. I did take all the masking off. Well, I thought I did. Oh, this piece has a tilt. So you want to make sure that you do take, I do put labels on them to say remove masking ahead of time, just so you don't forget. But I did take most of it off. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to give everything a coat of black. I'm going to start with the back. I'm not going to chippy the back part. I'm going to just leave that plain. And if you're not familiar with this technique, then maybe something you can learn. But I, however, do not like the chippy, which you can do with regular school glue. You don't have to do the crackle medium, I think it's called. But with some of it works better than others, and it's just your preference. I am going to use a regular glue stick for this, and you will get a little crackle effect, and I'll show you that when you do it. But again, it's more farmhousey. I don't know, it's always crackle, but I kind of like the chippy effect better. So I'm just going to go with it and go for there. So we're just going to give everything a nice coating of black. And this covers up so nicely, so this shouldn't take long. Hopefully. But I hope you guys all had an amazing day. Let me know in the comments what you did today. I love to hear what everybody has to do, is doing, or maybe I should put that down just a little bit. There, how's that? I want you to be able to see. Every night I use a different phone to do this, and camera, whatever you want to call it, and a whole new setup. Alright, let's get a coat on this. And I'm going to do the front of that too, obviously, but I'm going to let that dry just a little bit so I don't have to keep running the tool machine, the heat machine. The heat tool, that's it. So if you are new watching, thank you so much for being here. I hope you will become part of our family. And hit that follow button. I do go live Monday through Thursday, 8:30 Eastern Time. So you can more than welcome to join me live. And then on Sundays, I go live at 7 with our live sale. Put this all nice and dry. This is the back, so I'm not going to do the white on it. Put these two pieces dry. And I'm not going to do the back of these. If it does, I'll clean it over. I think it was just a tiny bit bigger than the board. So what I can do is just do it this way. Just dab a little bit in, because it doesn't come right to, it comes over a little bit, so instead of having that wood look sitting there, we'll just paint the ends. Let that dry a second while I do the front of this. So, let me know, have you guys done the chippy effect, or do you prefer the crackle? Chippy or crackle? I want to see it in the comments. I'm running out of paint. I can start singing to myself, but that wouldn't be good. This is always, some people find this to be very relaxing. I'm okay. If I'm not on a rush or time schedule, I think this can be fun just to paint. And again, I use the foam brushes just because that is what I prefer. Nice coating on here. Now you're not going to see a lot of this black because once you do the chippy, we're going to put white over top of it. And then I'm going to paint my chicken too. Before I start chipping, so I can get the black out. While I have the black paint on, I'm just going to step to the side for a second, and I'm just going to paint my chicken. Now, I'm not so much worried about this area because he's going to have another piece over top, or she. I guess chickens are females. Let's not call it the wrong thing. Roosters are the males, chickens are the females. We're going to do all of this black. And like I said, I'm not really concerned here because that's going to be covered up. But I'm going to do his little beak. What's the name of the chop of the chicken? And his little waddle thingy. Is that what it's called? I don't know. It's the crest. Could be the crest. I don't know. Who knows the parts of a chicken? Let's see. Tell me, tell me, tell me. Always have questions. It's always good to learn things. Now I'm not going to dry this. I'm just going to set this over here and let it dry on its own because we got other things to do. Let's come back to our board. And which did I say was which? It doesn't matter. This is the front. I'm going to get some. I just use regular old Elmer's glue. This is the school glue. It's the purple. It goes on purple and dries clear, it says. Excuse me. And some people like a lot of chip. Some people like a little bit of chip. I'm going to go with just a little bit, but not too much. So I'm just going to randomly put it. Just on there, you can see. And with the purple, you can actually see where it's going. And I'm going to do the same thing over here. We're just going to put some on there. And then same thing with over here. Again, I'm just doing it in spots. So wherever you put the glue is basically where the paint is not going to stay onto. that's just going to let you know how much is going to come off versus how much is going to, you know, what you want to see. So now I'm going to take some white. Now when you do this, you don't want to keep going in different directions. You want to remain in the same direction. You can go back and forth, but you don't want to go this way, that way, this way. You kind of want to maintain in one direction. So put it on, and then just kind of wipe it down. And it's the same kind of concept when you do crackle. Turn it around and go the other way so I don't get it all over the edges. I'm trying to keep the paint off of the side of the board. That was a lag in the word. Alright, so I'm going to let that dry a second. And we're going to dry it with the heat tool again. Let me go this way. It just seems like it would be easier to do it in this direction. Alright. Put that one to the side. And then we're going to get this last piece. While that's drying, I'm going to go ahead and paint these two pieces because they're going to be white, and there's no rhyme or reason to this, so just paint them up. You can go back and forth any color, any which way you want. I usually put things down on tape, and I'll probably do the smaller pieces. And they're going to take a couple coats, so. That down, and get this dried. I'm just going to worry about these pieces right now and let the board dry on its own. And you can start seeing, how it's starting. I was trying to, but it doesn't seem like I can't see it in the camera. Maybe you did, but sometimes it's hard to see what you all can see because the lighting over here kind of shines in. I'm going to put that to the side. This a coat, one more coating. And put that to the side. Now, don't need to defer anything else, alright? Put that in there, seeing if I need to paint anything else. Now I'm going to go ahead and finish drying these completely. And you can start seeing in certain spots where the glue was. We're going to chip it even more. You can see that's where the glue is. And we're just going to get it completely dried. It's going to start to look like it's crackling in those areas, and that's basically what it's doing. But we're actually just going to scrape it off more so it gives it the chippy look. Or you can, if it's your preference, you can leave it just like that. But I like it. I like it like that. I got a dog under my feet. There's a pillow under this table from when she had surgery, and she won't lay on it now. So she's laying closer to me, and I keep saying that I need to remove the pillow, but I forget about it until, well, so she's under my feet. I think they seem right. I'm gonna get the little, let me get my little scraper dude out. So this just is a little scraper from Dollar Tree. I don't know what it is. I mean, it is it's a paint scraper. It says it right on there, paint scraper. But it is from the Dollar Tree. And we're just going to go over it and scrape until we get the effect we want. I thought this thing actually had a different name, something more technical. Paint scraper sounds like something I would call it. Sounds like it needs a more fancier name. Now you can go different directions. I personally like to go the same direction. I don't like it to have it all different ways. But that's the effect I'm going for. And again, like in crafting, it is all up to you and what you want to do. Little to some, a lot to others. Okay. The same thing over here. So that's what our board's going to look like. I absolutely love it. Let me get the paint off this. I went a little crazy over here. And if you find that you cannot get the paint off the side, I like to have the darker. Some people like to paint the entire thing. That is, again, your choice. If you can't get it off just with a baby white, you can take a marker, Sharpie marker. You can use your acrylic markers, anything, and just kind of cover it up. Or you can just use regular paint if you don't have markers. Some over here too. Get this off. And I think that looks pretty good. Now, before I go any further, I'm gonna get this mess up off the table. Clean off my nifty old little paint scraper. I really thought that had a much more technical name. Put the trash can out here. Get all these paint scrapings off. I use a silicone mat, so it just kind of wipes right off, keeps things clean. Alright, so before I'm gonna do the rest of it. See how the, I'll hold it up and show you. See how the board, just a tiny, well, you really can't see. The top pieces are just a little bit bigger. If I push it to the side, let's see if we can do that. See how much it sticks over? Just a little bit. So when you do it even, it's just a little bit bigger. That's why I did the black on the back part, just so it would blend in with the back piece. All right, let's work on our chicken. Our chicken. I'm gonna get a piece of tape somewhere. I had tape here. This just holds down our little pieces. I've got to do this heart, our flower, leaves, our little sunflower, and then the middle part. And then we got our chicken. I think I'm going to keep things simple. Actually, I want to use, it's called Flamenco Red. I like this. It's more of a rusticy red color. I'm going to use that for his little cresty thing and his waddly thing. Look, technical terms. And I am going in just, there is score marks, so it's not like you have to draw this on. Make him a little pretty. Her. I keep calling him a him. Her. Chickens are hers. That's okay. It'll cover it up. I oopsied, went outside the line. If I see it, then once I put the other piece on, if it's noticeable, then excuse me, I will paint the black over it. But I don't think it's going to be noticeable. We should be fine. We should be just fine. See how I did it again? I know that's not good covered. And then I'm going to take, let's see. I don't want really a, I don't know what color this is going to be. I need something to write on. I don't want bright yellow. That might work. I'm just going to take my little marker here, paint this in. But I didn't want a bright yellow. A couple times. I think that's a good yellow choice. Sometimes it's hard to tell with the colors of the actual pen compared to what it actually does. So you can just try it on a piece of paper, see how it looks. So that's what we got so far with our little chicken. Oh, the chicken has paper on it too. And the reason why it's on the back is because when I put it in the laser, I obviously have to put the paper around the entire piece of wood, and then it goes around the back. So sometimes when these pieces are on those edge, that's how they get on the back. Because I don't do the entire back, as you can see from the laser parts. That's the flashback, and you don't need to do all that. All right, let's see. Let's put our chicken together. Let me draw this first before I get it all over everything, and then we can do our flower pieces. So this is going to go up here like so. Maybe. I guess it's going to go like that. Okay, I see. Gotcha. Gonna go like that. And then his little wing is gonna go on here. I like that. Now, we could put some little polka dots on him, but I'm gonna think about that a second. Before I decide to go any further, I'm gonna think about that a second. And while I have the red out, which I should have just used the paintbrush for, I'm gonna do this little heart the same red color. I thought this little paintbrush would be easy, but I don't know. Does anybody find painting like just one solid color relaxing? Because I personally, don't judge, I personally could sit here and do a whole big board and just with a tiny little paintbrush and find that relaxing. Time consuming, absolutely, but relaxing, absolutely. Love it. I'm going to try use. I don't know if I want to do. I'm trying to think what color I want to do. Yeah, let's try it. So I'm going for more the muted, rustic-y colors. I just didn't know if I wanted to go moss or go something else. It's always decisions. I don't plan anything ahead. I'm just on the go kind of person. And if it doesn't look right, well, just fix it up. This might be okay. Yeah, I can't just sit there and go, okay, this is exactly, because I'm going to change my mind halfway through it. I'll end up going, yeah, I don't like that. That's why I'm deciding whether I want to put little pokey dots on him, or if I'm just, I think I'm going to leave, I don't know, I'm still debating. To make it more a little whimsical kind of thing. I don't need that anymore. I'm going to do the center brown. And I'm going to see if I have, I think I'm going to use this for the sunflower. Let's see what it looks like. This is actually called King's Gold, and the Waverly chalk, or the Waverly paint I used was moss. That's what I did the leaves in. Let's see what this is going to look like for the flower. Yeah, that might look cool with that. Look, I have to surprise myself here. Just saying. And then, for the center inside, I'm going to use nutmeg. Don't need much. That didn't come out nicely, but it's okay. Put that back under here. Let's just do the center. Perfect. Perfect. Dry these up. Goodness, I'm trying to find something. Let's see if I can pick this up without throwing it over. this may be the decision to make. I had pens, scissors. There it is. That's what I'm looking for. I knew I had it. Again. Let's see. So I just used this little, again from the Dollar Tree, no idea, embossing tool maybe, to make the little centerpieces for the flower. I'm going to give that a little dry. Perfect for making polka dots. Perfect. There's a small, tiny end, and then there's a bigger end. I did use the bigger end for this little guy. And then of course, I used the same one, the bigger end, but the more you put on it, then you can use it again, you'll get smaller dots. So I didn't want them uniform, so that's perfect. So that's gonna go on here like so, to make our little flower. So, before I decide that, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to put little black dots around here and on his wing. I'm going to do them small. Let's see. Let's see if we can do this. Sometimes you got to step out your comfort zone. I'm going to put a little bit of fresh paint down. We're just going to go like a little Didn't get any paint that time. There we go. It just kind of gives it a little, just an edging around it. Put that on there. Wipe this off. Now I think for the wing, I'm going to try out my new, I got these fine tip paintbrushes. I'm going to try them out. These are super, super fine. I think what I'm going to do is like a lace kind of, like just a little dash kind of thing going around them. Let's see. Let's see how it turns out. Let's go with this one. It's a little They look fancy. They really weren't that expensive. Really, they weren't. Trust me, I do not buy expensive paintbrushes because I will ruin them. So I'm just gonna make little dashes. Going all around. I'm going to try to make these stay nice. Oops. And again, nothing's ever going to be uniform, so don't overthink it. Too much on there. It just kind of looks like that. I like it. Now, the last thing I have to decide if I want to put little polka dots on him. Get that wiped off. Try to keep it nice and neat. You know what? Let's do it. Let's just put the polka dots on this poor little chicken. Why not? I think I'm going to use the bigger end and just make some little polka dots. If it don't look right, we can paint it over black. Some of it may get covered up. I was trying to go for uniform, but I don't think it's happening. Trying to think where the placement of the hoochie bob is going to be. The hoochie bob. That's a very technical craft term. But you know what? I guess we just put it on. It doesn't matter. I know this is all going to be covered, so I think that's probably good. All right, that should be good. I was trying to think where the placement was going to be, but you know, sometimes you can't overthink things. Just do it, and then if it gets covered up, it gets covered up. Nice and dry, right? Make sure these are dry. Alright, let's glue our little chicken together. placement right. It's going to gush out some glue. That's okay. It will dry and everything will be fine. Perfect. Looking awesome. Let's put his little wing on. Put it up in the air a little bit. And we do have to give him a little dot for his eye. Her eye. There's our little chicken. That's so cute. Is that okay with the placement? Could have put another, we could go put a little dot there. Let me do that. Because there's nothing right here. So I'm just going to go in. Put one here. And then put one right here. You could always put the stuff together and go around. I kind of like to do it beforehand. Let's put our chicken over there, and then let's get our board glued together. Oh, I should put his little eye on. Let's put his little eye on first. I have the black paint here. Let me see where I'm gonna put his eye right about. A little bit bigger. Our little chicken. Our little chicken. Cute, cute, stinking adorable. Alright, now let's get our board together. Now this is going to go right just below the top. And this is going to go closer to the bottom. I'm going to make sure our chicken fits in here before I go gluing anything together. We got our chicken and we got our flower that has to fit in here. Oh, I got to do the word welcome. We'll do that. That's the last step. So I think that's where I want to put the placement. Perfect. Everything will fit nicely. So I'm not going to go to the edge with the glue, only because, like I said, it's going to stick over. You can go. I do want to make sure I get it straight-ish. Look, I don't do anything straight. Does anybody? I try. It just doesn't seem to ever go straight. Just a tiny bit. And this wood glue is the wood glue from the Dollar Tree. I really do like it. It gives you a nice hold, but it also gives you time to play around with it if you want to line it up with things. Same thing, I'm not going to the edge because it's going to stick over. Alright, now we can glue our chicken down. Center more or less. Get our little flower down. And this glue is the same as any other wood glue. It does take 24 hours to completely dry, and once it does, it's not going anywhere, but it does give a quick hold. This like this. I don't want them touching this over here. And then we do have our little heart. That needs so much glue. And we're going to stick in the center here. And then I have the last thing I need to paint up is the word welcome. Now I'm deciding what I want to do. I guess I can do it black. I don't see why I couldn't. Let's do it black. But that's what we got so far. Let me show you. Isn't it cute? It's adorable. It is hot in this room. Whew. I'm gonna take a drink. It's really hot down here. And let me just get a brush. Let's just paint up. So who is ready for spring? I am so ready for the warmer weather. It is very windy here today. Let me know in the comments if you are a farmhouse kind of person. I really do like the farmhouse techniques that they use, the rusticy kind of things. That is more my style. Not too much into the bling and glitter and stuff like that, but I just like that rough kind of look. Get this dried up. Let's get some glue on this and we can put it on our side. Now you do want to be careful. This wood is, sometimes with the letters, is very, very thin and connecting. So you don't want to kind of be rough manhandling them and all that. Be very gentle. Well, I think that looks good. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my little brush and just kind of let's give it a little bit of an outline. Concentration. So I just gave it a little bit of an outline on it. Just a little decorative. Alright, the last thing we're going to do is put just a tiny little bit of wire hanger on this to finish it up. Now again, with these wood kits, you can do so many different things. They come with all these pieces. That does not mean you need to use them. I did this time. In prior times, I deleted some of the items and not added them, left them off. Change things around, save those pieces for other items. there's just so many things you can do. You could put a bow on this instead of having a heart at the top. You could, I don't know. Like, I thought I had more ideas than that, but I didn't. Now this wire, I do have in my Amazon shop. However, I don't know the Amazon link offhand. It is on my page, but it's nice and pliable, and you can cut it with scissors. You don't have to cut it with. I'm awful with wire. How to curl this around without poking it in my finger, because that would hurt. But I just want to make, and I cut extra wire. I know, I waste more wire than anything. But I just want to put a little tiny hanger on this, not anything huge at all. Go a little bit smaller. Yeah, something like that. I'm going to cut some of this off. And I have so much to wrap around. This piece off. Alright. And that's it. Simple as that. Like I said, there's so many different things you could do. You could put a bow up here if you wanted to. I think this is very farmhouse-ish. I love it. I got stuff all over the back. Let's just paint. Touch that up real quick. I always say I like a finished back. It just makes the project complete. Get this little mess cleaned up. All right. There. Now it's complete. Now we got a finished back. Nice, pretty back. And there it is. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I do want to say thank you so much for watching. And if you are new to my page, welcome in. Thank you for watching. Come join us. I am live every night, Monday through Friday, or Monday through Thursday, 8:30, and then again on Sundays at 7:30. Or 7, not 7:30, 7. And this is Eastern Time. So I do want to say thank you for being here. And remember, as always, thoughts become things, things become treasures. You guys are amazing. Thank you so much. I love you all, and I'll see you again next time. Bye-bye.